So basically I'm going to talk about Sepp and Jean. Sepp and Jean fell in love, and then they fixed a lock on a bridge, and then they threw the key into the river. Now that example comes from a book, you know, all these kind of locks, right? Yes, yes. And the idea here is that you have a lock that gives meaning to a place, that is a transition place. And yet, when you think a simple lock, yet when you think about the smart city rhetoric of companies, all about efficiency. You're going to go to work always on time, no queue when you go shopping, and you're going to feel really, really safe because of the CCTV cameras around you. That's what they say. But we know that all these things make a city acceptable, but they don't make a city great, right? We all know that this kind of efficiency, safety through cameras, it's not really something we say, oh, I'm going to live there, it's a great city. No. Right? What is a great city? And that's a question we are trying to answer. And we're building right now a global network of people who work in companies, researchers, in academia, in research labs. And it's called goodcitylife.org. The site is up. Hopefully we are going to advertise whenever we will have time to finish it up. But the idea is really simple, to do research on things that people don't do research about. To be totally complementary. One example is beauty. If I were to ask you between these two pictures, which one is more beautiful? Which? A or B? Take the 20 seconds. Maybe B. Everybody's saying B. Some people say A. We built this game, basically a crowdsourcing game. Thousands of people played it 1 minute, and we could tell which one were beautiful. Google Street View. And these Google Street View are points on a map. So we could connect these beautiful points on a map. Why you want to do that? Well, because we were rethinking mapping technologies. So, for example, from A to B in London, instead of giving you the shortest path, as Google Maps does, we can give you the happy path, the short but happy path, the beautiful path, and the quiet path. So basically, the idea is really simple. Instead of 20 minutes, you walk 22, and you have a totally different experience. Of course, this is based on visual, right? What you consider beautiful. But there are also other senses. Smell. When I told the people I work with Rosanna and Luca, like, guys, we're going to work on smell. They looked at me and they said, are you crazy? How are we going to work on smell? And I said, you know, smell is really important. Why? Because your nose is a big data machine. It can smell more than 1 trillion different kinds of smell. And yet, when we do city planning, city planners, they look only at 10 different kinds of smells. Why? Because they look at complaints. Right? So the smell is just complaints. It's just bad air quality. So instead, we wanted to do something different. So we work with Kate. Kate does her PhD at the Royal College of Art. She goes around the world. That's her work. And she basically takes people on smell walk. She asks them, smell, and report back. So basically, we took all their words in 3 years of research that she has done, the 258 words related to smell, and we match those words with the metadata you use on your pictures. You upload your picture on Flickr or Instagram, and then you use that tag, right? You upload the picture and you use the tag violet, rose. We use these tags, right? We match the smell words of Kate with the tag, and then we look at the co-occurrence graph since we are geeks. The co-occurrence graph basically measures the amount of time certain tags co-occur together. Violet and rose co-occur 50 times. And when you look at the structure of this graph, then something like magic emerges. And what emerges is that all the nature-related words, they're all together. All the traffic emission words, they're all together. All the people-related words, they're all together. So now, all of a sudden, for the first time, right, in research, in factory research, we could, in a totally data-driven way, classify urban smell. Right? We could have all the 258 words, categories, and subcategories. And the really important thing is that now smell is not equal to bad air quality. Now all of a sudden you also have the positive side of smell. right? So you have the smell of nature, you have the smell of food. And now all of a sudden you can celebrate, if you do city planning, the positive side. But if you're a computer scientist like me, you can build new tools. Like, for example, imagine a health application that will give you want to run 40 minutes? Well, it's going to give you 40 minutes of a path, but it's going to be really energizing. No lavender, a lot of mint, for example. Now, a lot of you are thinking about, well, you're actually taking these pictures and matching with the words, so that might be bias, because we know that social media is biased, right? We know that, right? So what we wanted to do is that we wanted to double check if the data we get from social media actually matches official air quality indicators. So we took the official air quality indicator, nitrogen oxide in Barcelona and London. We worked with the epidemiologists here in Barcelona as well. And we basically find out that 0.47 correlation with nitrogen oxide for the nature smell tag. So a totally different and related data set, and it's going to tell you, well, these things is going to work, at least in London and Barcelona, quite well. Now, here is an example. We look for pictures that are related to nature words, and then we map them, and you can map, this is London, you can map the entire naturescape of the city. The same goes for any of the categories I showed you before, for example, food. And then you can map the foodscape of the city in the same way. We call it smelly maps. So on goodcitylife.org, hopefully you're going to have Barcelona soon, but the idea here is the interactive map, so that you can click on a road, you can see the smell profile here, 64%. For example, red is traffic things, and green is nature. So if you were to live in London and in central London, Euston Road, you will see a lot of red, and that's really bad. So don't live there. So that's the visual layer, what you consider beautiful, the olfactory layer, what you might smell, and we're working right now on sound. All these things, sound is equal to noise, smell is equal to bad air quality. We are basically trying to rethink all the kind of research in a totally new way, and that's exactly why we're building this goodcitylife.org, because we want to empower some of you in the room that want to do research that is totally complementary to the smart city agenda of these bad companies. Thank you.